Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you own property in Jackson County, Oregon, paying that annual tax bill is just, well, it's a fact of life. But how you choose to pay it, that can literally make a massive difference to your wallet and your peace of mind. Today, we're diving into a really crucial step-by-step guide on how to navigate the county's online payment system. We're going to show you exactly how to save money, securely lock in your discount, and completely avoid some major headaches this tax season. So let's just dive right into it.
I want to kick things off by grabbing your attention with a pretty staggering number, 16%. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. If you miss the primary November 15th statutory deadline, your unpaid property tax balance instantly triggers a delinquency interest rate of 1.3333% per month. If you let that ride over a year, that translates to a massive 16% annual interest penalty, just continuously accruing on your unpaid balance.
But hey, contrast that nasty penalty with this absolutely fantastic savior statistic, 3%. If you do this process correctly, and you pay your total tax liability in full by that exact same November 15th deadline, Oregon law grants you a 3% prompt payment discount. So, right out of the gate, you can see the immense financial stakes at play here. Missing the date costs you dearly, while hitting it with a full payment puts real money right back in your pocket.
Okay. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover 1. Understanding property taxes. 2. Preparation and requirements. 3. Step-by-step payment process. 4. Navigating common pitfalls. 5. Additional resources. And 6. The advantages of paying online.
Let's start with Section 1, Understanding Property Taxes, and knowing exactly who you are paying.
Before we even think about processing payments, we really need to understand the fundamental separation of powers in Jackson County municipal finance. Knowing who does what is absolutely vital if you ever run into an issue with your bill. Basically, there is a strict division between the assessor's office and the taxation office. Think of it like this. The assessor's office is responsible for appraising your property and figuring out its real market value, but they cannot collect your money. The taxation office, on the other hand, strictly collects the levied tax revenues. They have zero legal authority to adjust your property valuation or fix appraisal errors. So here's the crucial takeaway. If you completely disagree with your property's assessed value, you have to file a formal appeal through the Board of Property Tax Appeals. But, and this is a huge but, filing an appeal does not pause your payment deadline. You still have to pay the taxation office on time to avoid that 16% interest penalty we talked about. If you end up winning your appeal later, they'll just issue you a refund.
So just to quickly recap this first section, the assessor handles valuation, the taxation office handles collection, and filing an appeal does not pause your November 15th deadline. Always pay on time no matter what.
Moving right along to Section 2, Preparation and Requirements. It's time to get your ingredients ready.
Just like cooking a great meal, gathering the right ingredients beforehand removes all the friction from the digital payment process. You really don't want to be scrambling for documents while a secure online portal times out on you. First things first, locate your property tax account number. You'll usually find this sitting right there on the top right corner of your annual statement. Now, if you don't happen to have the statement handy, you'll need your precise physical address. But listen up, because if you search the county system by street address, there is a really quirky database rule you have to follow. You must omit suffixes. Do not type avenue, street, or circle, or your query is going to fail. Finally, have your payment credentials ready to go. That's either your credit card details or, if you're going the electronic check route, your bank routing and account numbers, which you can find right at the bottom of a standard paper check.
Let's recap Section 2 real quick. Gather your unique property account number. Remember to drop those street suffixes if you're searching by address, and have your specific financial credentials sitting right in front of you before you even log on.
All right, Section 3, the step-by-step payment process. Let's execute this online transaction.
Now it's time for the main event. We are going to walk through the exact click path for navigating the official property search online portal. It breaks down into 4 simple steps. Step 1. Go directly to the official county website at jacksoncountyor.gov and click through to the Property Search Online, or PSO, portal. Step 2. Input that account number or the suffix-free address we just got prepared. Step 3. Verify that the system pulled up the correct tax lot. Seriously, double-check that it's actually your house. And view your balance. Step 4. Select your payment method and execute the transaction. Now, I need you to pay super close attention to this operational rule. The public-facing ledger updates on the subsequent business day. What does that mean for you? It means if your balance doesn't update to zero instantly after you pay, do not panic and absolutely under no circumstances submit a duplicate transaction. You will literally end up paying twice. Just give it a day.
Recapping Section 3. Head to the official PSO portal, search using your prepared details, verify it is actually your property, and remember the golden rule of online payments. Never double-click submit just because the page takes a second to refresh.
Section 4. Navigating common payment pitfalls. I like to call this part the tale of three Jacksons and fee traps.
Okay, let's move into what I consider the absolute most critical part of this entire explainer. Here is a bizarre, kind of funny, but mostly terrifying jurisdictional confusion I call the tale of three Jacksons. You see, because there are multiple highly populated counties named Jackson in the US, commercial search engines like Google frequently mix them up. If you just type "Pay Jackson County Property Tax" into a search bar, there's a very real chance you'll be directed to the My Jackson County Pay It portal, which actually belongs to Jackson County, Missouri. Or, you might end up at JacksonTC.com, which is Jackson County, Florida. Attempting to pay your Oregon taxes on the Missouri or Florida portals will result in transaction failures, misplaced funds, and almost certainly missed deadlines. So always ensure you are on JacksonCountyOregonTax.gov, where the deadline is November 15th.
The next big pitfall is the fee trap. All electronic payments in Jackson County, Oregon are processed by a third party, and yep, they charge convenience fees. But those fees vary wildly depending on how you pay. A credit card carries a 2.40% fee, while an e-check is just a flat $2.50. Let's look at the math on a standard $5,000 property tax bill. Paying that with a credit card tacks on a whopping $120 fee. Using an e-check costs just $2.50. That is a savings of over $100, literally just for typing in your routing number instead of your Visa number.
But wait, if you do use an e-check, you must ensure you have sufficient funds in your bank account before you click submit. A bounced or rejected e-check sets off a terrifying financial domino effect. First, the county's going to hit you with a $27 penalty. Worse, because the payment officially failed, you immediately lose your 3% prompt payment discount. And worst of all, that 16% retroactive interest rate we talked about instantly activates on your balance. I can't stress this enough. Verify your bank balance before hitting submit.
So, let's recap Section 4 because it's vital. Double-check you are actually on the Oregon portal, not Missouri or Florida. Heavily consider using e-checks to avoid those high percentage-based card fees, and please triple-check your bank balance to ensure the transaction clears smoothly.
Section 5. Additional resources and tips. Let's talk about alternative channels for your payment.
While the online portal is fantastic, I get it, it's not the only way to pay. There are alternative channels if you want to avoid third-party fees altogether, or if you just prefer different digital methods. First up, you can use your personal bank's online bill pay feature. This is generally entirely free. However, catch this, if you own multiple properties, you must create a separate transaction for every single property lot using its unique tax account number. If you bundle them, the county can't post it correctly. You can also use the automated IVR phone system by calling 1-866-518-2306. And hey, if you prefer physical methods, there are 24-hour drop boxes at the courthouse annex and an express walk-up window that's open from November 1st right up to November 15th. Recapping Section 5 quickly, you definitely have options. Utilize your bank's free bill pay feature for zero fees, call the IVR phone line, or drop off a physical check at the local drop boxes if the county portal just isn't your preference.
All right, final section, Section 6, Advantages of Paying Online and Securing Your Financial Benefits.
If you are still kind of on the fence about transitioning to digital payments, let's solidify exactly why doing this online is worth your time. The single biggest risk of paying by mail is regional postal processing. A lot of folks don't realize this, but mail dropped in local boxes may not actually receive a same-day postmark. And if that postmark misses November 15th, you lose your entire discount, even if you mailed it days prior. Paying online bypasses the post office entirely. It mathematically guarantees you capture that 3% prompt payment discount because the timestamp is immediate. Plus, that instant transaction processing completely eliminates the anxiety of wondering if your check somehow got lost in the mail.
Section 6 recap. Paying your taxes digitally saves you time, it prevents disastrous mailing delays that are totally out of your control, and it securely locks in your financial discounts.
As we wrap up today, please remember to consult with a tax professional for personalized financial guidance. And always check the official Jackson County or .gov website for any recent updates to tax laws or the portals themselves. A little digital preparation today saves you thousands of dollars tomorrow, keeps that 16% interest monster far at bay, and really, it makes you a master of your own municipal finances. It kind of makes you wonder, right? If local governments digitize more of our civic duties with instant timestamps and automatic discounts, how much more engaged and financially secure could our communities actually be? Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we'll see you next time.